Hello everyone, I'm Alistair. I'm the Chief Exec of Faithworks Wessex. We come across three types of poverty in our work: material poverty, relational poverty, and sometimes the most subtle one, self-esteem poverty. All our work is about trying to help people move from a place of isolation or loneliness, journey with them to a place of hope where they can stand on their own 2 feet, and as one of our single mums who works with us says, I want to be able to say, Alistair, I can do this now. I want to tell you a few stories because that's the best way of probably getting an idea of some of the projects that we're involved with. We have an older lady who was referred to us over in Poole. She would not go out of her house without her daughter. So we went and saw her and said to her, there's a cooking course down the road. Went with her the first time and without her daughter. And after that, she's come every week. And she now loves being part of the group, learning how to cook, but actually more importantly, just engaging with other people in a social atmosphere. A couple of years back, we had some winter warmer packs, which were helpfully put together by Dorset Community Foundation. They just had things like gloves, hats, hot water bottle. One volunteer went to see a gentleman who was on our client list, and his boiler had broken that morning. So the hot water bottle was like a godsend. I've got a hot water bottle. You'll be able to keep warm that night. A little bit of hope in a bit of a dark place. We just started a community meal here in West Howe, bringing together our lone parent project and our older persons project, intergenerational. The first one, a chap came along with his harmonica, started playing a few tunes. One of the little kids said, oh, that was great, can I have a go? And there was an impromptu lesson, and the little lad went away having learnt to play the harmonica, which is cool on every level. We also work with people who have financial problems. So a lady was referred to us by social services who was in debt to several creditors to the tune of about 4,000. She lived in fear of phone calls from creditors. She was paying repayments that she couldn't afford. There was no food in the house. She was in a bad way. She was depressed and trying to take her own life and lost 2 stone. Just with some simple stuff of getting together her financial statement, talking to the creditors, saying to her, you're allowed to talk to the creditors and actually push back on them. She now has a full larder and fridge. She's putting on weight. She's repaying her debts and is almost free of stress. A bloke we met at something called Sleep Safe, which looks after rough sleepers during the winter. He had a serious car accident. Came into Sleep Safe, which is through 3 months, 7 different venues, 12 beds during the winter. He'd been hospitalised for several months. He'd lost his tenancy, lost his home. He got stability in Sleep Safe, got his ID, re-established contact with his family. He's now on his way to his own flat. He's volunteering, and he's now actually got into a paid job, just by having some space to think of who he was. There's lots more about food banks and other things, but they make me cry, so I won't talk about those. You can see the project areas on the sheet. Just a few numbers. Last year we worked with about 6,000 people, quite a lot of people coming through the 5 food banks we support. We work with about 150 carers, about 150, 180 older people, 50 lone parent families, about 80 clients at the moment with debt of over £500,000. We have about 350 volunteers. There are plenty of next steps that we want to take on. I talked to you a little bit about the Lone Parent Project here in West Howe. It's also in Poole. Developing the community links there and the cross-intergenerational stuff is one of the things we want to do more of. We had an it's hard to say that, isn't it? An event with all ages at Oak Academy a few months back, where the kids put on a show and food and stuff for some of the lonelier older people in the area. Fantastic, they absolutely loved it, and so did the kids and so did the school. There's more to do. Sleep Safe, I just talked about there, is going to start in a month's time. 7 churches, each taking a night each, 12 beds. Last year, 40% of the people who came into Sleep Safe got more permanent accommodation. We are creating a network of the churches in the area, in both Bournemouth and Poole, to get alongside lonely people at grassroots level. And we're also creating what we want to see as multi-service support centres for people in crisis. So you can go somewhere, you know you can get some food immediately, you can get linked into a community meal, you can get some finance help, you can get some home help if you're moving into accommodation, a little home start pack, and you've got friends around you. Fine, finish.